Hi guys, it is Amiki Kai bringing to you game 2 of VT versus GD. Just a quick interlude here for myself. Amiki Kai needs your help to help him get his shit under control. I need people who are good at graphic design, people who want to do logos, or people who generally want to help me develop my YouTube channel, or who want to moderate my Twitch channel. Just send me an email to this address. What you want to when you give me any help is going to be accepted. I'm getting very appreciative. I have no money to give you, but I can see what I can do. I can help you as best as I can, and in the future, when I have a little bit of pulling power for prizes, maybe I can then filter that onto you guys. Or if you want to sort of jump in and cast, whatever. I need your help. If you want to help me, there's my email address. Quick plug in here for the iPlay store in the centre of Auckland City. There you can see on my screen now there is a tournament planned for the 17th of August at iPlay Internet Cafe. It hasn't got a title just yet, which is at 33 Lawrence Street, shop number 4, right in the heart of the city. Great place, an amazing setup. Those who are familiar with the store will know that they've run many successful League of Legends events, and I believe my co-caster Avril will be casting that event, so let's see how that goes. First prize being $150 in cash plus 5 Razer headphones, which I think have got a retail value of about 120 each, so that's a reasonable prize pool there. It is a registered entered game, so there is a fee if you want to pay, but hey, that money goes towards the prizes and the first place position. Plug in there quickly for Southern Cross Dota. Southern Cross Dota is a community hub where if you want to promote your events, or you want to find some casters, or you want to get some help with what you're doing, or you want to find a group of players or whatever, that is the place to go. Sign up to their forum, say hi to Vix. She's very nice. She runs a very well organized site. This is not game 1, but in fact game 2 of GD versus VN, and I do have a co-caster. It was the guy who saved us beforehand. How's it going, you there, buddy?
Hey, yeah, I'm back. Great to be here again.
Hopefully we won't have we won't have some errors in the background. Here we go. Any case, reserve time already? What's going on here? Taking their time with their first picks and bans. VN taking a lot of time. In fact, already going into reserve time. I would have expected there to be a first pick. Perhaps this is a DC captain. No, they ban out Visage again for the first pick. VN is one of those. Visage is one of those heroes that we know so much about on the Ghost who follow on my channel. Visage being used in that trailing position so often with Shadow, either Shadow Demon or with Jack. So very strong ban there. And we see GD banning out that Batrider. A lot of Batrider hate in the New Zealand Australian community. Nobody likes playing against a well-run Batrider, and he has that great farm potential with that Firefly and the utility to get around the map. So both very strong bans, and that is quickly followed by a Lifestealer ban. No Lifestealer today for you, I'm afraid, GD.
Yeah, VNC saw the power of Visage last game, and I guess they saw the birds as quite a nuisance, so decided to get rid of them. Followed by Alchemist Knights, standard tier 1 bans.
Yeah, and I do expect this to unravel, I guess, this game a little bit. This is a game that VN needs to win, so they'll probably spend a lot more time. You saw in the previous round, their pickups were so quick, just snap, bans just like that. They had a formula sort of in mind, and it didn't go well, so now they're going to definitely take their time to pick up what heroes they want to pick up. At the same time, you can see GD. GD is going to be doing the same. They've got one of their belt, they've got that confidence about them, so they're going to be thinking slightly more cocky, which actually puts you in a better position because you're going to probably play more relaxed and probably more offensively or more intuitively rather than over analyzing or overthinking your plays. We see here for the first 2 pickups, it's a Darkseer for the long lane for VN and a Nyx Assassin for the tri lane for GD. What are your thoughts on those heroes?
Looks like VN is going to go for more conventional draft this time, starting with the Darkseer. Good in like pretty much any situation, not really many weaknesses there. Same can be said for Nyx Assassin, such a versatile support, or even mid if they choose to run that way.
Yeah, Nix is definitely in my mind. He's no longer that sort of pseudo mid carry that you or ganker that you sometimes see. He is definitely going to be into that try lane. He's one of these heroes that I feel doesn't require items. He doesn't need any items really. He can go into the late game with very very little items and still do his job very very effectively, very very powerfully, and doesn't really need anything to help him do that. So he's great as a support. Darkseer has a similar sort of scenario in terms of his role in the solo, but he does need items. He does need farm so that he can be effective into the later phases. And we see they're moving quickly now. They've picked up a gyro and a windrunner. Windrunner obviously going to go into the long range, although she may not, as I have done in many casts before. I've miscasted, and she's actually been in that tri lane. But they're going into the second set of bans. What are they banning there?
So VN looks to starting to get rid of GD's mid hero, starting with Queen of Pain, and then GD decides to take over Jakiro, knowing how strong the Darkseid Jakiro combo can be, as they showed in the previous game.
Radiant team ban.
Yeah, the two bans being Queen of Pain and Puck. Vent Nomads obviously have a hero in mind they want on the mid position, and they don't want to go up against either a Queen of Pain or a Puck. So that's going to leave a smaller window of potential mid positions. It could be a Storm Spirit. It could be I don't know. It could be a DK. It could be anything at this stage. It's not going to be DK. It just got banned out. Whereas GD has chosen to play more constructively about what they see. They said, hey, look, you don't have many supports, so we're going to ban out this Jack because we know how powerful Jack is. They've seen the two bans there of Queen of Pain and Pike and decided, hey, that's a good opening for DK. We don't want you guys to have DK, so we're going to ban out DK.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they were possibly looking to set up for the DK pick in sort of a reversal of roles, I could say, and you see the OD pick up. That's definitely lane one.
Yeah, there we go. That's a strong pickup. In recent months, OD having become popularized. I missed the memo. I don't know what high-level team was playing OD all of a sudden. But he used to be this primary sort of hero people played. He fell out of popularity, but he's back with a vengeance. And we're going to see GD showing us how OD actually works in this game.
Yeah, I think it was Orange when Mushi started picking up the OD as both a hard carry and the mid, and he just started destroying teams left, right, and center.
We see Tread Protector being taken up, another tier 1 hero, one of my favourite heroes that I like to see in Captain's Mode, because he's very underestimated. His ult goes through BKB, it can lock down heroes. His Leech Seed is not capped at a number of targets. So if he's completely surrounded by friendly targets, that Leech Seed will do tremendous amounts of damage. And of course, Nature's Guise, the power to basically make everybody invisible if you so wish, and you had the mana pool to do so, gives you all this utility. And he's one of these heroes who doesn't necessarily need items to do his role as well. And everybody watching this will know the power of that heal.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And combined with Darkseid with the aid of a Treant Protector can possibly stay in the lane for longer than he's usually allowed to.
Yeah, you can see the pickup for the Train is probably going to be Gyro with Treant Protector and Sand King. That's got a reasonable bit of lockdown in the form of the Sand King and the Homing Missile, but also the Leech Seed been giving them that little extra element of slow. So that will work probably well as a defensive tri-lane. On the flip side, you've got Nyx Assassin sitting with Lena. They haven't given away what their hard carry for that tri-lane is going to be. So this last hero for both teams is going to be so critical. VN need to pick up probably another carry, potentially somebody who's ranged in order to sort of synergize their team better. Whereas Jetty, they can comfortably pick up anyone, and they pick up a hard carry in the form of an anti-mage.
I'm actually quite surprised that they didn't pick a more dominating hard carry and take an aggressive tri-lane position, because if they do that, because since VN has such a weak defensive tri-lane in terms of presence, two melee heroes that really can't do anything to harass the enemy.
We saw in that game yesterday with the anti-mage on free farm. So if anti-mage can get 20 minutes of free farm, 30 minutes of free farm, there's not a lot that can stop him, especially with the lineup that they've got on the other side. So I think anti-mage is actually a smart pickup if you've got a strategy to babysit him.
Yeah, they can also that can also be another strategy that they take if they want to prolong it and take it to the late game. But now, as you can see, VN will answer back with extremely hard carry of their own.
Yeah, and this is going to be an interesting game. This is really up to VN to be aggressive, play very smartly, and we saw it in the early opening minutes of the last game. They got that smoke, they smoked up, and they went in really, really hard and dominated very, very strongly.
Yeah, so it looks like it'll be a Gyrocopter mid versus the Obsidian, sorry, Elwood of Era.
This time we're seeing GD walk towards their own Radiant jungle, but then this time not choosing to do any early engagement. They don't want to tip their hand too early. They're going to wait and see. They're playing probably a much more safer game. But let's have a look at the early game items. Who's picked up smoke and who's done what? Yeah, GD got a smoke and sentry wards. There's only just sentry wards and smoke, but it looks like they've got a pull grab there for the tangos for Gyro. Is that correct? I'm trying to work out the math here.
Yep. So Gyro has a pull from Darkseer.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, yeah. They haven't got any normal sentry wards just yet, but hey, they could just be waiting for the 2-minute mark or before they pick up their first set of sentry observer.
Perhaps. A thing that I'd like to point out is that you see the Windrunner heading up top in the offlane. I'm surprised that he hasn't actually utilized the trick that Funnick from Na'Vi has popularized, where he basically starts off with a Quelling Blade and he just cuts down the trees in the Ancients. This basically makes a clear line of sight where he can just AFK and auto attack farm the Ancients while also getting great levels. But instead he chooses.
Oh, this is on the Radiant side. Is on
the... yes.
Where the secret shop is.
Where the Ancients are.
Yep. You clear the trees and.
Yeah. And you can just basically sit on the ledge opposite the Ancients and just AFK auto attack without
nice.
any risk of damage whatsoever. And yeah, it's a neat trick.
Well, obviously he's looking to be more aggressive and not AFK his way through the game. But yeah, you can see here now it's a tri lane which consists of a tree, Phantom Lancer, and a Sand King. I don't know how well that's going to go, but you know this Phantom Lancer does need to pick up a lot of CS very, very quickly if they want to have any hope against this anti-mage. Darkseer picking to go into the jungle early just to get those early levels and build up his Iron Shell / Surge very, very quickly. But that leaves anti-mage and Lena with Nyx in the bottom lane all by themselves, and they've already got a double stack going for a pull. They didn't need to do that, but hey, they just want to make sure that they don't feed any potential CS to the enemy team.
Yeah, you can see that the Radiant support's getting some farm in XP, and Anti-Mage should be fine. Hit last hitting end of a tower. He doesn't have a Quelling Blade though, but it looks like he's doing fine.
Yeah, on paper, I think, again, GD winning this draft just on paper because they have picked up those two hard carries and they've got the pseudo carry in the form of Nyx Assassin. But, you know, this Cancer, you know, they've got the... you can't underestimate, even with all the nerfs and tweaking, you can't underestimate that Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, you definitely can't. To be honest, him and Alchemist, PI and Alchemist are the only heroes that, in my opinion, can let an anti-mage free farm with an anti-mage and get away with it. But even then, it is quite risky, and considering the split pushing power of the anti-mage.
Yeah, and you can see this excellent double stacking and pull-through stacking from GD in the bottom lane here, which means that these supports are going to be able to pick up earlier levels as well as earlier items, because they'll be just getting basically more CS if I pull up the CS chart than their counterparts in the top lane, which is a Sand King and Trent, they're not going to be picking up they're going to be picking up very little CS and very little gold, and so that's going to mean those early team fights, it's going to go in the way of GD.
Yeah, and have a look at the last hits. PL actually has half the amount of CS that the anti-mage has,
Yeah,
which is quite surprising, considering that PL is the one with the Quelling Blade.
well, and this is sometimes this may be one of those situations where sometimes it's safer to play a hero you're familiar with versus a hero that you haven't played in a while, because it does take a while to get your sort of groove and so to speak with that last hitting. But also, just because of this extra pulling, I've just been sort of going over it a little bit. Because of this extra pulling, it means that the creeps are getting into range of the tower much quicker. So he's able just to quickly finish them off with this very fast attack speed versus PL, who has to do it in lane and wait for the creeps to basically be driven down.
Yeah, you can see that the Windrunner has actually been quite a nuisance to the farm of the PL. Compared to the Darkseer, who's just hasn't even been to the bottom lane yet, or like he hasn't even tried to contest or disrupt the anti-mage's farm.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be doing that now. He's picked up a soul ring. He's got a TP. He's going to just heal up, immediately jump to the bottom to try and shut that down. But I don't know if he might be a bit too late actually, because this anti-mage, he's running away on CS.
Yeah, and partly that, I guess, the Darkseer now has rotated to the bottom lane, so he's going to try and do his best to disrupt it.
And he will. He is right now, as you say that, you can see there's a double Iron Shell on the way, which is exactly what you want to see from a Darkseer. Not only is it going to drive the lane and give him some CS, but it's going to really drive back this anti-mage. He's only going to go in where he feels he can do it, and he could actually die from a double Iron Shell wave if he's not careful.
We can see the supports of GD rotating mid, looking to make a move. Gara will get disrupted, but doesn't look like there's going to be any follow-up.
Oh, he may actually still go down. Yeah, he does. I was going to say he sticks around to wait for his cooldown on Rocket Barrage, but that ult for Sanity's Eclipse ult just finishing him off.
There was actually quite a misplay there on the part of Trend Protector, who actually shielded the tower instead of the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it was just a matter of miscommunication there, He was already, it may have been intended for him, in fact, because if you don't know how the Trent's heal works, and he may have clicked on it just as he was getting imprisoned, so that may have been the case.